What up? It's Elliot Connie here, and so look, something really cool just happened, and I wanted to make a really cool video. We're gonna do my SFBT live blog, my SFBT Moments blog live today, or Solutions Every Day. I don't know, I'm all twisted up, but we're gonna do the Solutions Every Day video live today. And we might make a change to it going forward, so just be aware. But anyway, I just did a coaching call for one of my Solution-Focused Brief Therapy programs. And we had a conversation in that call where something came up that I want to share here. It was actually really, really important. And I want to make this really, really clear because I actually have an issue with our entire field and the way we talk to clients about trauma and our beliefs around talking to clients about trauma. So we have been taught, I was taught, like so many people in this field were taught, that part of what you have to do is help your clients like process the trauma to find like the root of their problems in their lives. And we've just kind of accepted that as if it were true. And to be honest with you, like that's a huge trigger for me. And in fact, one of the reasons I became a solution-focused therapist is because I think the way that we treat clients in this field who've experienced a significant trauma is just bullshit. Like I think it's just crazy. I have had significant trauma. My father was a very angry, aggressive, abusive man. And I grew up with loads of problems as a consequence of my father being an angry, aggressive, abusive man. And to this very day, I have no idea how to talk about the details of that abuse without causing me harm. I have no earthly idea how to tell you what it was like to grow up in that home without experiencing harm right now today as I tell it. And I'm a 44-year-old, very educated man in the field of psychotherapy, and I truly don't know how to tell you about my childhood without, see there's people around in my neighborhood, without experiencing pain and trauma from having done so. So this idea that we're supposed to like get our clients to tell their trauma story, it's just weird to me, and it's just crazy. So what do we do instead? What we do instead is very much in line with solution-focused brief therapy, and that is when someone is telling you their trauma story, they're simultaneously telling you about their strength. They're simultaneously telling you about their hero story, and that's actually what we should be asking about. So for example, I just told you, grew up in a really difficult, awful environment. And if you were my therapist, you could ask me, what was it like to grow up in that environment? What do you think the impact is of growing up in that environment? Why we think discovering the root of a problem leads towards change is insane. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But if I tell you my trauma story and you say like, how did you become an adult who does not drink, abuse drugs, abuse children, abuse women? How did you become an adult that writes books and teaches psychotherapists how to work with clients? How did you become an adult who's more interested in inspiring a generation of psychotherapists than all of the things that you could have become? You're getting in line with my hero story, and you're starting to help me feel better about myself. And even as I say that right now, I feel better about me, remembering like, holy cow, like I could have become abusive and an alcoholic and a drug user and all of these things, but I didn't. I became this. And asking me like, how did you become this and not that is a really big deal. Like I remember going to school one day and I read something, I was in high school, and I read in a magazine that because like anyone who goes through a childhood where they've experienced or witnessed abuse, they're 20 times more likely to become the perpetrator of abuse. And here I am, 30 years later, 25 years later, and I'm an adult who has never put his hands on a child or a woman in aggression, ever. And you should ask me how I did that. And even if you're talking to someone who's been through an abuse, sorry for all the noise, but I'm like literally in my real neighborhood, and that neighbor over there, he leaf blows like 42 times a week. Like, I don't understand what that guy is obsessed with blowing his leaves is about, but that's what it's about. But anyway, even if you have a client who's gone through a difficult childhood and they did drink and use drugs, asking them how they survived the trauma still gets in touch with the hero story. And I think we owe our clients that. And sometimes we need to challenge what we're being taught, because I really think that we're being taught this idea about helping clients like uncover the root of the trauma and of the problems, because that's just what we've always been taught. And I was in graduate school realizing, like, I don't know if this is the way to go, because talking about my trauma causes me pain. Talking to me about my hero story elicits my hero, makes me stronger, and helps me live a life in line with how I want to live a life. So it was really cool to have that conversation with the group of people going through our coaching program. So I wanted to share that with you. Comment below, let me know what you think. Give me a like. How many people are watching this video? Several of you. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a little heart. I love watching like the likes and thumbs ups and hearts like go through the screen. You know, we live in this world right now where we're all separated and using digital means to communicate. And I miss the interaction with an audience. Like, I miss the dance that you have from the stage so much. So please like this video. Let me know that it hit home. Let me know that you dug it. Leave a comment below. And thank you guys so much. Now I have to go because I got to do a therapy appointment. But I wanted to make sure you guys got this message. So when you talk to your clients, make sure you're talking to the hero version of them. When you're listening to the client share their trauma story, I want you to have a second kind of inner ear listening for the strength they demonstrated throughout the trauma. I promise you, it'll change their life.